All right, Shalom Israel. The water for watching online, the water for coming to class, and for those that are in class, the water for coming in person. It's good to see everybody. Like I said, we just came off Passover. We're going to have another Passover. As a matter of fact, I know it's not part of the class, but it is a beautiful thing to have. Let's get numbers real quick, because we're in between that second Passover. Let's get Numbers chapter 9 real quick, and just go into what the Most High allotted us to have. Let's read that real quick. Numbers chapter 9. Start at verse 4.
Numbers chapter 9 and verse 4. It says, "And Moses spake unto the children of Israel, that they should keep the Passover."
That they should what?
Keep the Passover.
Go ahead. So we just came off the Passover, right? Go ahead.
And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month, at even in the wilderness of Sinai. According to all the Lord commanded Moses, so did the children of Israel.
All right, go ahead.
And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man.
Okay, so now there, of course, you can't predict when you lose somebody. So there's times when Passover happens to fall when there's a loved one lost. So in those events, the Most High, Moses prayed to the Most High, and he gave Moses an amendment to allow certain men to be excused from the Passover. Read on.
Yeah, it says that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. And those men said unto him, "We are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back?"
He said, so what? This is why we can't go. So many people have reasons why they can't attend the Passover. And so, read on.
It says that we may not offer an offering of the Lord in his appointed season among the children of Israel. And Moses said unto them, "Stand still."
He said what?
Stand still.
He said, stay here. I'm going to go petition the Most High and request the Most High's answer regarding this situation. Read on.
"And I will hear what the Lord will command concerning you." And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, "Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off,"
or you're just too far away from the actual Passover where it's being held at. So in certain cases, certain people couldn't actually make it to the Passover. Read on.
"Yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord."
But the Most High said, I'm going to go ahead and make it to where if you missed it, you still got to keep it. It's still mandatory. Read on.
"The 14th day of the second month."
He said, but this time the amendment is going to be the 14th day of what?
The second month.
So that's a month after the actual Passover. So we have a second Passover set up for those that for whatever reason couldn't make it to the first one. All right, so that was an amendment that the Most High had set up because of certain situations that didn't allow people to participate. But ultimately, the reason why the Most High did this is because He wants all men, women, and children, all Israelites, to participate in this Passover. It's critical. All right, you can't just omittingly decide to not go. It's not up to you. That's mandatory, right? That's a commandment. Read on.
God. "The 14th day of the second month, at even they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it until the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinances of the Passover, they shall keep it.
Go ahead.
But the man that is clean,"
It said, but the man that is what?
that is clean,
But you don't have any excuses. If a man that's clean, you don't have a reason to miss the Passover. There's not a good enough excuse to miss the Passover. Read on.
and is not in a journey,
And you're not far away from the Passover. Read on. It's not too far away. Read on.
and forbear to keep the Passover."
But you decided to say, I don't want to do it.
Not important.
It's not important. I'm going to opt out. I'm going to stay back. Read on.
So, comma. "Even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people,
Go ahead.
because he brought not the offering of the Lord."
Because it's mandatory that every man, woman, and child bring a what?
An offering to the Lord.
Everybody has to bring an offering to the Most High. All right? So it's not to be missed. So we got a second Passover set up for those that missed the first Passover, and that's why the Most High does this, because He doesn't want anybody opting out, because what you're saying is, I don't need the Most High's protection. I don't need the Most High's covering. I don't need the Most High. We know Christ is our Passover. That's what I'm saying. I don't need Christ.
Wow.
All right?
That's true.
So we got to make sure that if you missed the first one, go ahead and get yourself together. We got another one coming up in May. We'll have another Passover set up. So just wanted to get that out the way. Yes, sir.
What's the offering?
The offering is the sacrifice. Now we know that Christ did away with the ceremonial sacrifice, but what do we have? What kind of sacrifice does the Most High require?
Contract.
Broken and contrite heart. Also, Romans 12:1. Read that real quick.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice.
And so he said, since we don't have animals and goats that we're sprinkling on the doorpost, but one thing that you can do is present who?
Present yourself.
Your bodies, yourself. So who's the sacrifice? You're the sacrifice. So your participation is the sacrifice. Your presence is the sacrifice. All right. He said, present your bodies a living what?
A living sacrifice, holy, acceptable.
And it's got to be set apart. It's got to be holy, consecrated, clean, sanctified for a divine purpose. Read on.
Acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
And that's the least we can do. That's the least that we can do, is present our bodies as a living sacrifice. That's the least. It's not the greatest thing you can do. You can always do more. All right. So that help to answer the question. All right. God. All right. So that's what we're bringing together. And we're not going to forsake the assembling of ourselves together. We're coming together. We're going to gather together and do round 2. You know, we're going to fellowship, have a good time, celebrate our deliverance out of Egypt. Because, you know, as we know, things written aforetime written for our learning, and it symbolizes also Christ coming again and delivering us a second time at his second coming out of this Egypt.
That's true.
All right, so we're preparing for that as well, to depart captivity. Like, we've been here for a long time. We've been here for 400 plus years. It's time to get the hell up out of here. It's time to get out of here. This place is getting filthier by the day. You know, you watch TV, you watch the news, you see what's going on in the school systems. You see who's reading books to the children.
Wow.
You see what outfits they're wearing while they're reading the books to the children, without the parents' consent. You know, we don't got to explain it. You know, we all know we're not blind. We see what's being pushed in Uganda, what's being pushed in Kenya, what's being pushed in Nigeria, what's being pushed in Africa. You know, it's a supposed human rights violation to deny certain people certain freedoms. But what we're watching is Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. So if you know the Bible, you know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, Sodom and Gomorrah has been revitalized and brought back in this time, in this day and age. So you're seeing what's happening. You're seeing what spirit is being pushed on children, what's being pushed on everybody. Cartoons, TV, Daniel Tiger. I mean, you name it, from 3-year-old TV to Coco Melon, to 1-year-old baby TV, to adult television is being pushed. This type of attitude, behavior, which really is a spirit that's being pushed on our children, on our minds, on our people, especially when they're at vulnerable ages. You know, when somebody's trying to find out who they are, they're not sure where they fit in society, or who they are, or what they're supposed to be.
They're not confident.
You know, they're not knowledgeable about what their goals are, or what their design is, and what the Most High actually brought them on earth for. They don't know who they are. So right at those vulnerable times of trying to figure things out and understand who you are, here comes an inserted package of programming that's already been thought out and put together and put into school systems and put into work forms. I mean, we know what's happening right here. So we don't need to get flagged on the YouTube to explain what's happening. You know, the things that's known don't need to be said. You know, you already know what we're talking about. You know, but no need to get flagged on that. So this is why our exodus is so important at this time, at this latter time. But that leads us into the class. But first and foremost, we want to give a shout out to all our other brothers and sisters out there that teach this truth. ISBHPK Houston, ISBHPK Rochester, ISBHPK Norfolk, Kawakab in Guatemala, Amiatazai in London. We got brothers in California that's teaching out there, actually online so far. But we also know that the demographics of this truth is reaching the Most High's children scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. We're watching brothers wake up in London, Europe,
Yeah.
all over the place. The islands, a lot of brothers in the islands,
People in
Central and South America,
Oh.
Brazil. We're watching people, Costa Rica. We're watching people wake up all over. The fact that that this is the time of the Most High's reckoning, and He's gathering His children back together. All right, in preparation for these last days, for what's coming on this place. So, which actually leads us into the class. The class today is called Building Up Watchmen. All right, it's called Building Up Watchmen because that's what we are. Somebody also give me the definition of sentinel. Well, give me the definition of a sentinel. What is a sentinel? Somebody, yeah, say it again.
Would you mind spelling that out?
Yeah, SENTINEL. Somebody get that definition real quick. So we want to. That's what we want to do in these last days is build up these individuals that's strong against and stand against this filth and this negativity that's getting pushed our direction. But it's a process of building men up. All right. So let's get that definition real quick of sentinel.
Sentinel, a soldier or guard.
It says what?
A soldier or guard.
And that's what the Most High is building up, man. He's building up soldiers and He's building up guards. He said a sentinel is what?
A soldier or guard.
Go ahead.
Whose job
What's his job?
is to stand and keep watch.
What's his job?
To stand and keep watch.
To stand and keep watch. This is what the Most High is building up. He's building up watchmen. He's building up sentinels.
Another one's dope.
All right. What you got? What else you got?
In medicinal terminology, a thing that acts as an indicator of the presence of disease.
It says a thing that acts as a what?
As an indicator of the presence of disease.
So the sentinel or the watchman
Crazy.
is supposed to stand and pay attention to make sure that there's no diseases coming in. There's no diseases coming into the body.
Wow.
All right. What else you got? Who else got something else? There's one more definition in that too. That's pretty good.
To observe the approach of danger.
Yeah, that's another good one. He says to observe the approach of what?
Of danger.
So that's what watchmen are. That's what a sentinel is. Somebody who pays attention and is alarming individuals for the danger that's coming upon us. So the Most High in these last days, our job is to build up these watchmen, build up these sentinels, build up men that sound the alarm when danger approaches, or disease is trying to come in, or filth is trying to come in. That's our job. When pollution is trying to come in. All right. What else you got? He said what?
To observe the approach of danger.
What else?
And give notice of it.
And give notice of it. Go ahead.
A soldier sent to watch or guard an army, camp, or other place from surprise.
That's right, because we don't need no surprises, bro. Because you know what? You look up, before you know it, your kid got rainbows, Skittles flags and Skittle insignias and all these things on their socks, shoes, belts, hats, coats, jackets, backpacks, everything.
Or they're at the counselor's office and you have no idea because they don't talk to parents about it.
Right.
They're in special groups.
Special groups, and they ask you questions like, are you uncertain about who you are? Are you feeling different? Are you finding fitting in difficult? Are you uncertain about where you stand? Well, maybe you need to join this class and talk about what options there are that you can choose from to where you may feel more comfortable in these particular groups.
I saw a video of those groups they have in school, and it was two guys spooning on the ground at the meeting. Everybody was doing their own thing. Some people were just staring into space. Other guys were just, middle school people was always hugging up. They were hugging up and spooning. It's a judgment-free zone.
Yep.
So you don't know what degree of tolerance, quote unquote, that your counselor's dealing with.
Man.
Who wants to say something?
Yeah.
No, I just want to ask real quick because you said spooning. I don't think everybody knows what that means.
I can't say
Just
something.
hugged up.
I got hugged up.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing more than that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Twitter, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
It was just they were in embrace, laying down.
That's all it is.
Yeah. So, but it basically what he's showing is somebody has to be sounding alarms to these things. Somebody has to be alerting our people of the dangers of what's coming, of what's being pushed upon us. All right. So, That last definition of sentinel was what?
A soldier set to watch or guard an army, camp, or other place from surprise.
Yeah, we don't need surprises in our camp. We don't need no surprises in our camp. We don't need no surprises in our army, and we're soldiers for Christ. We don't need no surprises coming in on from these backdoor approaches, trying to bring in ideologies, trying to bring in false doctrines and belief systems. We don't need our kids to get caught by surprise. Talk to your children. Talk to your kids about what they see. Talk to your kids about what they're being told. Talk to your kids about what books they're being read to them. Talk to them about what's playing in the theater, or who's acting in the theater. What are they portraying on stage in the theater class? Look at what movies are being played in the classrooms. You got to read the material. You got to look at the homework. Yeah, you got to pay attention to what's being pushed, because there's a lot of things that's coming that is very incognito and clandestine in its approach, to where you're not identifying what's being directed to your children and what's being pushed in your household. And it's almost like every commercial, every TV episode, you got to monitor. You can't just hand your kids a tablet and say, watch this, because the commercials, you might have something wholesome, but that little 15-second commercial is unwholesome. That little 15-second commercial that they slide in between the cartoon, the nature program that they're watching, little commercial got all kind of filth associated with it. So you got to monitor. You just can't. It ain't the old days where you just put your kid in front of the TV. No, man, them days are over.
Right.
And you know, you can see it coming. You can't see this coming. Somebody got to be. This is why we have to develop watchmen. We have to develop individuals that are keen to danger that's coming. So that last definition one time.
A soldier set to watch or guard an army, camp, or other place from surprise, to observe the approach of danger and give notice of it.
Exactly. That's why we got Ezekiel 33. Next man, Ezekiel 33, started chapter 33, verse 1.
Come. Come.
Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 1 reads, Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them,
Go ahead.
When I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
And so our job is to build up men that's going to do what?
Warn the people.
That's our job. Raise up men to warn the people of the coming danger that's being imposed upon us. Whether you see the danger or not, it's coming. Whether you see the agenda or not, it's coming. It's being pushed. Whether you're conscious of it or not, there's secret agendas. There's it's really not even secret anymore. It's really not secret. It's obvious and it's known and it's out in the open, and they're trying to force it on you. So our job is to raise up men, women, and children that can see it coming and not give in to it, and prepare themselves not to provoke the Most High to anger by falling victim to these diseases, these infections that's coming into our culture. Read on.
Verse 4, Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet, and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
Now the problem is we got some men blowing trumpets and we got some men not listening. That's the problem. We got some men that are conscious about what's going on right now, and they're not paying attention. They're not taking heed to what's happening. They're still asleep or they're still distracted. Read.
Verse 5, He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
And this is how the Most High looks at it. Somebody real quick, before you read on, go to Jeremiah 6 and 17 real quick.
Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 17.
Go ahead.
It says, also, I set watchmen over you.
He said, also, I said what?
Watchmen over you.
It said the Most High does set up watchmen over us. There's people that the Most High set up over us. They have a purpose. They have a job. Their job, whether we like it or not, the Most High set them up as sentinels, as watchmen, to prepare us for danger, to see danger that you may not know is there. Read on.
Saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet.
He said, saying what? What's the job of the watchman?
Hearken unto the sound of the trumpet.
What is the job of the watchman?
Saying, hearken unto the sound of the trumpet.
Listen to the danger. Pay attention. Read on.
But they said, we will not hearken.
But our people say what?
We will not
We're not
hearken.
listening.
You know what? We got time. I don't think the danger's coming right now. I think I got another year or two to play around and figure things out and explore a little bit, not pay attention to what's going on. I can still pursue my little, goals, dreams, things that I want to do. I want to entertain myself a little bit. But the whole time, the Most High has individuals that are set up to let you know, hey, brother, you don't got the time that you think you have. And also the danger is closer than what you believe. So, but our people, they have a little bit of rebellious nature to them, even though the watchmen are set up. But they can't say, nobody warned me.
Yep.
They can't say, nobody told me. They can't say, I don't know how this happened. I don't know why my child is behaving like this.
Unaware.
I don't know why my child is wearing my clothes like that. I don't know why my child is putting on the makeup like that. I don't know why my child is not sure of himself like that or herself like that. Hey, you're not taking a warning. You're not heeding the warning. But don't get caught by surprise. It's not like it's a surprise. Read on. No, let that go. Go back to where we was at in Ezekiel 33.
Come. Ezekiel chapter 33 verse 6 reads, but if the watchman see the sword come, and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come, and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
Why is that?
Because the watchman didn't do his job and make sure that guy was protected. He didn't give the warning.
He didn't give the warning.
On his hand.
So what was he?
Yeah.
What was he doing? Why he didn't give the warning? Why didn't he give the warning?
Preoccupied, sleep, distracted, like those things you said earlier.
All them things. Not conscious.
Not taking his job serious.
Not taking my job serious. Not paying attention. I'm distracted. I'm fulfilling my own lust. So I'm not seeing what's coming till it's too late. And then at this time, which we're gonna actually go into in a few minutes, it's by that time it's too late, bro. I'm not going into it now, but we'll wait. We'll hold it. It's too late at that point. There's no change in the turning back what the Most High's judgment is. Read on.
Verse 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
To do what?
Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth.
Go ahead.
And warn them from me.
And warn the people from who?
From me.
Who do we have to be afraid of?
Most
The
High.
Most High, man. Because the Most High sees the wickedness. He just doesn't. He's telling us, listen, the wickedness is prevalent. I'm coming to correct, chastise, and I'm coming with wrath and indignation. Somebody got to prepare the people for me coming bringing the sword, because I don't like what I'm seeing. So somebody got to say, hey, get yourself together, get your mind right, prepare your thoughts.
And the scripture
Stop
says,
entertaining distractions, filth.
the scripture says Israel like the sand of the sea.
Yeah,
So how many watchmen does the Most High need if we have an infinite nation?
very much so. Lot of watchmen is needed. Now, let that go. Next brother, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. We'll get to this point.
1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
So the Most High, so there's an orderly way. Even when you're building up watchmen, you just can't take a man and just thrust him into a position of a watchman. You can't do it. He's not built up. He's not prepared. He's not sure what his job entails. That's why building up watchmen, building up men, building up these sentinels, this is a process. And it takes time. And in this process, the Most High understands that it takes time. Give me verse 33.
Come, 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 33. For the Most High is not the author of confusion.
So the Most High is not trying to thrust men into positions that they can't handle. He's not trying to throw men into positions that they're not ready for. He's not trying to throw you and absorb you into this job that you can't do. It's not, the Most High is not like that. He understands what he needs, but he understands that everything has to be done decently and what?
In order.
And in order. And so the Most High is not trying to get you confused like, man, I'm in this truth, I'm in this program, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not sure where I stand at. I'm not sure what my job is. I'm just here. The Most High is not trying to get you confused. Or he's not trying to overwhelm you. Because a lot of times when you get into this realm as a watchman, and that pertains to both sisters and brothers, you know, you get overwhelmed. And you say, man, I'm not sure if this is too much. I'm not sure if the Most High has all this weight on my shoulders and it's necessary for me to be doing this right now. So the Most High is not trying to confuse you. He's not trying to throw you into this like job that you cannot do, that you're not prepared for, you're not qualified for. The Most High does everything in order. So he knows it takes time. 1 Corinthians, next brother, 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Let's read that.
God. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as common to men.
He said, what the Most High is demanding of these watchmen is common, that it's the same thing he demands from all watchmen. From everybody that has a responsibility to look out for their people. He's not asking you to do too much. But sometimes we think this is overboard. But it's not. Read on.
But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
So as the Most High is grooming and building up these watchmen, although it may be difficult at times, can you handle it?
Come.
Can you do it?
Come.
Do you have to opt out of it? Is it extreme? Is this BS? Is this bull? This is bull, man. This is crap. Because you know we start using words like that. This is crap. This is BS. This is extreme. This is unfair. I don't see how this is necessary to be groomed to this level, to have this much pressure on my shoulders. What we tend to do is we like to dictate what's too much and what's overboard. But the Most High understands that everything has to be done decently and in order. And he's not trying to confuse you. He's not the author of confusion. So he knows it takes time to build up these men. And so the Most High, what we need to understand is there's something happening as I go through trials and tribulations of being this watchman. As I'm being trained to be this watchman. I can handle it first and foremost. Otherwise, the Most High wouldn't put me in this position if I couldn't handle it. Read that again.
God. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as common to men. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Because what we think is, I have to take my own breaks. I have to pace myself. I need some free time. I need a day off. I need to leave early. I need to chill. I need to get some relaxation time. I need to
Some freedom.
some freedom. I need to get away. I need a getaway. I need a break. We like to determine and dictate what's too much, and you're not really understanding what the Most High is doing. If you couldn't handle it, he wouldn't have given it to you. You wouldn't have the responsibility if you couldn't do it. But what we like to do is insert our own thought process of this may be overboard, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna call. I know I could be doing more. I know what's expected of me, but I'm gonna pretend I didn't know. Or I'm gonna conveniently disappear, take a break, leave early, voluntarily call in sick, like we do it on the job for Esau. Yeah, I know I did it all. I did it. When I didn't feel like working, hey man, I just call in.
Yeah.
I'm coming in.
COVID.
I got COVID again. You know what I'm saying?
Before it came out.
Yeah, before it came out. But you know what? We do these things because we know we can get away with it. But we try to do this with the Most High. And this is when the Most High knows what you can handle. He knows what you're capable of. He knows what you can do. The Most High is not unfair. He knows what responsibilities that you can bear and what you cannot bear. I mean, what you can and cannot bear. So when you look at how the Most High does things, He knows that it takes time to build men up. He knows it takes time to build sisters up. He's not thrusting you into a job you cannot do. It's not true. How do we know this? Go to Exodus chapter 13. Finish that real quick.
It says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
He said, but with the temptation, the Most High will make a way for you to what?
Escape.
So there is a way to deal with it without you having to try to compromise your job position, compromise your duty. We love to escape and run because we think this is too much. But who is the one that determines what's too much and what's not?
The Most High.
It's the Most High, man. He's the one that determines that. Go ahead.
Well, we think He don't know.
We don't think
what
He's
our
watching.
limit is.
Right. We think that the Most High is not paying attention, so I have to learn how to take my own breaks. That's what we train ourselves to take our own breaks.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm going too hard, man. I'm finna scale back.
I'm gonna scale back.
That's a damn business term. I'm gonna scale down. I'm gonna scale up. I'm scaling down. I'm scale back a little bit. Reevaluate what I'm doing, because I gotta preserve myself. But the Most High knows what He's doing with you. To prove this, go to Exodus chapter 13. Next man, start at verse 17. Let me put this on the screen.
It's a true statement, bro.
Read that.
Exodus 13 and verse 17. And it came to pass, when Pharaoh had let the people go.
So finally, when we get out of Egypt, finally, Pharaoh said, man, enough is enough. I'm tired of y'all killing my kids, my cattle, my firstborn. I'm tired of the lice. I'm tired of the darkness, 3 days of darkness. I'm tired of the damn boils. I'm tired of all this.
Strikes.
Water turning to blood, frogs. I'm tired of all this, man. Y'all get the hell out of here, man. When finally Pharaoh said y'all can leave. Read on. Give you your walking papers. Read.
And it came to pass, when Pharaoh had let the people go, that the Most High led them not through the way of the land.
He says the Most High dictated their direction. He said the Most High led them not where?
Through the land of the Philistines.
Why did the Most High said, you know what? Even though the Philistine land is closer, I could actually send y'all through the Philistine land as a shortcut. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to send you down that direction. Why would the Most High already know that if I send you down this direction, you're going to have a problem?
You weren't ready for it.
Exactly. Because the Most High He knows us better than we know us. But what we tell ourselves is that we need to determine what's too much and when we need a break. We like to dictate the temperature and the level that we like to turn out our work and crank out our work on. I know I could operate at a level 9, 10, and I could push myself. But what I'll do is I'll turn down my activity and my commitment. I'll turn my commitment down to like a 5. Because I say, man, I gotta take a break sometimes. I need to chill. But when we do this, you're taking the Most High's lessons away from you. He knows what He's doing while He's operating over you, guiding you, leading you, building you up. He knows what He's doing. He said, but when Pharaoh said, I'm gonna let y'all go out of Egypt, the Most High said, I'm not letting them go I'm not gonna let y'all go this direction by the Philistines. Read on.
Although that was near.
Although it was what?
Near.
I'm gonna send you the long route. The long route, you might not get to where you're going quicker. It might take a little longer to get where you're going. But I know what's too much, too soon, and too fast for you. Read.
For the Most High said.
For the Most High said what?
Lest peradventure.
It says, if I let them go the shortcut and take them straight out of Egypt and let them walk right by the damn Philistines and try to go through the Philistine lands, them damn Hamite giants. Read on.
The people repent when they see war.
It says the people will repent when they see what?
War.
So he said, what's going to happen to the heart of the people?
It's gonna melt.
They're going to melt, bro. They're going to fail. They're going to say, we can't go this way. Why in the hell did the Most High bring us out of Egypt just to go damn right straight to a battle?
We ain't got no armor, no swords.
They came out rich. They did come out rich. But they weren't ready in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't ready mentally.
Yeah, kind.
Yes, sir.
Money by itself don't make you ready for war. Right?
No, it doesn't.
Is what you're saying.
It doesn't. You have your mind has to be geared up for battle. So them coming out of Egypt, their mind wasn't ready to engage the Philistines right away. So he knew this is too much, this is too soon, this is too quick. I'm going to let you go ahead and get some more time in. I'll let Joshua come in and fight them damn Philistines. I'll give y'all some time to gear yourselves up, to have some confidence to go to battle. Eventually we went to battle with the Philistines, but not at that moment. Because that would have been too much too soon. So who's in control of the battles that's in front of you? You are, or the Most High?
The Most High.
The Most High is. Who's dictating your challenges?
The Most High.
Or whether you should be relinquished out of those challenges?
The Most High.
The Most High is. Yes, sir.
Quick short verse goes right along with it. Proverbs chapter 20 verse 24.
Read that. I like that.
Proverbs chapter 20 verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord.
Read on.
How can a man then understand his own way?
But that's what we do. We try to tell the Most High what we can and cannot do. Is that really true? No. We try to tell the Most High what's too much. I can't handle this. I can't do this. Too much is being asked of me. Really? Is it true? Is that true? Or we're just so used to having control of our own ship? We're just so used to having the navigation and the steering over our direction. We're control freaks. So we're the ones that like to pilot our own ship and say where we're going and what we're doing and what I'm not going to get into and how much I'm going to give myself and how far I'm going to go, how much commitment, how much dedication. We like to steer that ship. That's not what the Most High is doing though. He said if they see war, he said their heart will repent, meaning they're not going to want to follow. They're not going to even want to go out of Egypt. They'll run back into Egypt. They'll go backwards. Read on.
God. It says, lest peradventure the people repent when they see war, and they return to Egypt.
And they do what?
Return to
Run
Egypt.
back.
They're going to run back to Egypt. I did all this just to get them out of Egypt, just to get them to run into the Philistines, get afraid, and then go right back into Egypt.
Go back to the lice. Go back to the frogs. The water tainted with blood. Crazy Pharaoh.
Servitude with rigor.
No.
We'd rather have that.
We'd rather have that than actually have trust. We'd actually rather have that, what we're used to, what we're familiar with. So the Most High knows, hey, I gotta build these people up. They're not ready. They're not really ready yet. So I'm gonna give them some time. I'm gonna send them the long route because they need some time to develop. Read on.
Verse 18. But the Most High led the people about.
They said, but the Most High led the people about. Read on.
Through the way of the wilderness.
Through the way of the wilderness, buying them some time. Read on.
Of the Red Sea.
Go ahead.
And the children of Israel went up harnessed out of the land of Egypt.
He says, now check this out. He said the children of Israel went up harnessed out of the Red Sea, right? What does the word harness mean? Get that definition of what that means when he said the children of Israel went out harnessed. Let's find out.
Harnessed. Equipped with armor.
Oh, wait a minute. The children of Israel was what?
Equipped with armor.
You mean to tell me they had armor on? You mean to tell me they had swords? They had chainmail? They had shields? He said the children of Israel came out of Egypt harnessed out of the Red Sea, equipped with what?
Equipped with armor.
Go ahead.
Furnished with the dress for draught.
Furnished with the dress for what?
For draught.
For draught. Read on.
Defended.
They came out defended. So it shows you that they actually had the attire on that would have actually prepared them for battle. They had their outfit on. They looked the part. They looked like they was ready. But were they ready?
Wow.
The Most High actually had them put on warrior apparel coming out of Egypt. But was they ready for war?
No.
No. But what was the Most High doing by having them put on that uniform?
Preparing you.
He was preparing them
Come.
with the uniform to get comfortable with wearing war apparel.
Get used to it. Huh?
Because when you look at the Egyptians, how Egypt dressed, they half naked.
Yeah.
Look at the hieroglyphics. Look inside the tombs. They got little sheets on. They ain't ready for war. They got sandals and sheets on. Little ties around the waist. They're not ready for battle.
Nope.
But the Most High had them harnessed ready for war, so they looked like they was ready for war. The Most High was getting them comfortable with the attire of war. I'm getting you comfortable. I'm warming you up to war. I got you dressed the part first. You got to look it. You got to look it to get into that mode. I got to get you in a war mode.
Conditioning.
It's conditioning.
Rehearse.
I got to get you in this mind frame for battle. For now, you're just going to put on the clothes of a warrior. But your mind is not ready to go to war. It's training, bro. You know what the Most High is doing? He's stair-stepping their development.
Mm-hmm.
He know damn well, even though they had on their war clothes, the minute they seen them giants, they was running. I'm out of here. They skating, bro.
Right.
They probably dropped the shields and run.
Right.
I'm getting, you know how people do when they
Yeah,
scared.
Let everything go.
Take off.
They drop everything. They gone. They out of there. But that's our people. So the Most High knows that our people have to be built up methodically to engage in the bigger and better tasks and to do greater things, to do greater achievements. He's not going to thrust you into something that you can't handle right away. That would be unjust. That would be unfair if the Most High just threw every man and woman into a position that they weren't ready for. But the Most High is not that way. Because as He's leading you, as He's guiding you, He's dictating your challenges. He's dictating your battles. He's dictating the situations that you're going to run up against. Yes, sir.
Setting the pace.
He's setting the pace. Not you, but we like to set the pace.
Come.
That's the problem. We like to tell the Most High what we can and cannot do. That's the problem. We like to tell the Most High, I'm not ready for that. Are you really? If the Most High got you in that position, then why are you doubting that position? If the Most High has that responsibility on your shoulders, then why are you doubting that responsibility? Yes, sir.
There's another reason why the Most High equipped us with armor, so that way, because He knows us, right? So is that another reason why He put the armor on us so that we don't get comfortable?
No, what he was doing is preparing us mentally before he thrust into the real battle. He was preparing us mentally. I gotta first get you comfortable wearing this war apparel. It's just like brothers coming to truth. Do you just go straight into fringes?
No.
No, bro. Brothers don't go straight into fringes. Brothers don't even like fringes when they come to truth.
It feels funny.
All right, Yohanan, I'm gonna go ahead and make an exception now. This is a true story. Yohanan was about 17, 18 in the mall when I first seen him thugging in the mall. He did have on fringes. He's the only exception to the rule, though.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: he didn't even know it was fringes, though. He just thought it was a fad. He just thought it was cool. He just cut the bottom of his shirt up, and I can say that. That's a fact. I did witness that. He did cut the bottom of his shirt up. He made fringes on the bottom of his shirt, but he thought he was stunting, doing something new. But actually, in the 70s, they was doing that. In the 70s, cutting the fringes on the bottom of their t-shirts. He was already doing that. But he thought he was bringing some new style to the ball. You couldn't tell him nothing either. He was thugging. You couldn't tell him cocky, arrogant, prideful, young, flashy, diddy bopping in the mall. He ain't doing dances in the mall. He was literally in the mall dancing. I'm serious, kid you not. In the mall dancing down the damn hallway, talking loud. Just anything to get some attention out. Rapping, diddy bopping out. But I will say he had fringes on. That's a fact. He just didn't know what they were. He didn't know it was a requirement. He didn't know it was law. But besides your Hanukkah, ain't nobody like fringes, cause you don't even feel comfortable wearing them, cause you're not built up yet. You're not confident yet. You're not ready for the questions yet. Why? What's on the bottom of your shirt? Like we got people that ask, man, is that to take sweat off? You know what I'm saying? They ask,
Yeah.
is that to cool you off? You know what I'm saying? Like you're just supposed to do this with the fringes. Like this. Come on, bro. You're not ready yet. Or you don't want to be mocked in your family or your people. Man, why you wearing weird ass clothes, man? What the hell's wrong with you? You smoking something? What's your problem? Why you wearing them clothes? You don't have the answer because you don't have the scriptures yet. You just are learning. You know it's in the Bible. You be like, man, I'm gonna show you it's in the Bible. You can't even find it.
Get real defensive.
Yeah, you get defensive. It's garments of the Lord. Man, you don't know what you talk about. Hold on, you can't even find the scriptures. Like you just like,
The New Testament.
yeah, the New Testament. I know I seen it somewhere.
Somewhere right
It's
around
somewhere in here.
Gotta be wrong.
Yeah, it's gotta be wrong. Give me a second, man. I done gave you 20 seconds. You taking too long.
Jeremiah.
That's you tripping.
Hold on, let me Google it.
Yeah. So, but our people ain't comfortable yet. You ain't comfortable with fringes on. You're not comfortable with armbands and combat boots in the summer, with sweats in the summertime. You're not ready with gun belts, with gun pouches on your arm, with your Bible in it. You're not comfortable wearing headbands. Yeah, you ain't comfortable yet. You used to wearing snapbacks, fitteds,
Jersey.
beanie hats, scullies, do rags. You comfortable with that? You're not comfortable with wearing no mitris, no turbans. You're not comfortable wearing no headbands. You got to get built up to that. And the Most High know that. He knows that. You're not just gonna switch right away because you don't know yet. You got to get educated and groomed into feeling like and knowing that this is what the Most High approves of. And once you get confident in that, then you're comfortable in it. You don't give a damn who asks you a question because you got the answer. You got the answers and you can school them about it. But the Most High knows that's a process of time. I've actually seen sisters not come to class because they don't agree with the headscarf.
Yeah.
Or the pants.
Or the pants and the headscarf. I've actually seen sisters not come to class because they didn't agree with wearing a headscarf. Like a headscarf is that damn critical? It's that important? But you'll wear a sweater and a hoodie though.
Yeah.
You love the hoodies, but you can't put a headscarf on because I don't want to give off the wrong signal because I'm not comfortable wearing this. I've actually seen that happen. You're going to let something as small as that prevent you, but it's not small when you're brand new. It's a big deal when you're brand new. Wearing a dress, that's a big deal. Why do I have to wear a dress? I got skirts. I got mini skirts. But I can't wear, why do I got to wear an old woman dress? Why I got to wear a long old woman dress? I'm not comfortable with that. I don't even have that in my closet. Because now the Most High is demanding change. Yes, sir.
It makes you wonder why something like that, something so simple like that, is so out of fashion these days. What's wrong with the long dress?
What's wrong is that wickedness is multiplying on this earth.
God.
And the further we get away from the scriptures, the further people get away from what's right and appropriate. Even in the 50s, women wear long dresses.
Exactly.
They wore poodle skirts in the 50s. 30s and 40s, they wore dresses down to the ankles. 1800s, you couldn't even see them from the neck, only from the neck up. And even the bonnet, you just see about not this much of their face. But over time, the more wickeder that this world get, the more uncomely it gets. But what the Most High is doing is he's allotting everybody time to develop. He's not unfair. So the whole purpose of allowing them to be harnessed coming out of Egypt was to get them comfortable in that war clothes. Because the Most High had war on the horizon because he was going to give them their own land of Canaan. But they was going to have to take Canaan by force. So you got to get into a war mode. You got to get familiar with these clothes. Because that's where I'm about to take you. But for now, you're not ready yet. Next verse. Next brother. Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 3, verse 11. Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 3, verse 11.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 11.
All right. Read that.
He hath made everything beautiful in his time.
It says, read that again.
He hath made everything beautiful in his time.
It says the Most High makes everything beautiful in what?
His time.
His time.
In His time. You're on the Most High's time. You have to submit to the Most High's time because He makes everything beautiful in His time, not you. We have the touch of death. Everything we try to control, everything we touch, we burn it down and destroy it. We break it. We bruise it, we injure it, we tear it apart. Everything we touch, we destroy. Because that's what happens when you take the wheel, when you start trying to make the decisions over your life, when you start to dictate your output and your commitment and your dedication, and you start trying to dictate control of what you're going to let somebody tell you what to do and not tell you what not to do. When you try to dictate how much to give and how much not to give. See, the Most High knows what He's doing. The problem is we don't know what we're doing. The Most High is building up watchmen. He's building up these sentinels. He's building up these guards that prepare people for danger, that sound trumpets for danger. He knows what He's doing. And if you let the Most High do what He's doing, the end result is beautiful. It says, read it again.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 11. He hath made everything beautiful in His time.
It says He hath made everything beautiful in His time.
So if it's not His time, then it's in the process of that uncomfortable stage. Having to go through this long process, this long walk.
Yep. Read on. Jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. A time to love.
It said there's a time for what?
To love.
So you know what we do? We rush love.
That's true.
We rush love. We jump right into love. Is it really love? What is it?
Lust.
It's lust, bro. We don't even. You know why? You know why it's lust? Because love takes time. That's why it's lust.
That's true.
I just fell instantly in love with you. Love at first sight. Well, let's see how long that lasts. I just knew you were the one. Well, let's find out after the first set of arguments and disagreements. Wait till the money is an issue. Wait till I try to tell you what to cook, what to eat, and where to go, and where you can and cannot go. Wait till I tell you what you can't not do. Then we're gonna find out if it's love at first sight.
I love you, baby.
Yeah.
Tell me what I can do.
Yeah, I love you. I love you till you give me orders.
Yeah.
Or let me have an expectation over you. Let me expect you to have these things done by a certain time and put these demands on you. And let's find out if it's love. When I put these demands on you. You know what you're going to find out? Man, my love button was broke. That wasn't love. I was punching the lust button.
That was a real button.
That was the wrong button, man. That's what you're going to find out. Because love is built over time. It takes time to love people. You have to evolve into love. Because you know what? You don't instantly care about. You don't know what to care about in a person. You don't know what to love about a person. But you know what happens when you start loving somebody? Is when you start seeing their level of commitment and dedication and loyalty to what y'all are building. And because they're committed to that, and they're committed to you through their efforts, then it gives you a reason to show why they deserve your love. Why have they earned your love? Because look at their level of dedication. Look at their commitment to my well-being, to my happiness. They're not just looking for instant satisfaction or a quick feel. They're actually looking to build me up. So we know love takes time. But you know what we do? We don't let the time necessary. We don't let that time be allowed so that the love could be built. We rush right into something, and then next thing you know, you got problems. And then you wonder where the problems are coming from.
Where'd this come from?
Where's it coming from? I didn't see this coming. I don't know why this is the way. I don't know why we're arguing.
This isn't the person I met.
You're different. You're changed. Why are you? You didn't act like this at first. Because I didn't love you at first. That's why I didn't act like this at first. Because I told you whatever I wanted to tell you to get what I wanted, to get to this point. Now that we're at this point, now the thrill is gone.
No.
Now I got to deal with reality.
That sounds a real song.
That's a real song, guys. That's a real issue. Now that the thrill is gone, now I got to deal with the real you. It was all good when it was just an interaction, and it was an exchange. It was all good when it was just a physical exchange. But what happens now that thrill is gone?
After love is gone, bro.
Where are you gonna go from here? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
When we meet somebody,
Lust.
9 times out of 10, we're not meeting that person. We're meeting a cover-up. We're meeting the outward, like the play act person.
Yeah, you're meeting their costume.
Yeah, exactly.
You're meeting their avatar.
The groom.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
it.
that's
The
what-
metaverse
the
pretty
groom-
much.
Yeah, you're the metaverse for real.
The groom to go out in public.
Right. You haven't even seen the real them.
Exactly.
What about when they ain't got the makeup on?
Exactly.
Call that the representative.
Yeah, it's the representative. Then you look at the person like, man,
Phony
I thought I had a 10.
Turn out I got a 2.
I got like a strong 5. I got a strong 5. Thought I had a 10. This is a strong 5. But you know, over time, when there's love involved, love allows you to blind you temporarily, not lust, to where you overlook a person's flaws, and you look past the things that are not so characteristically beautiful about them physically. You actually start to see their mind, and you start to see their spirit. You start to see their commitment. Then you fall in love with that aspect of them, and in that aspect of them is a 10. So you don't even see them from a physical standpoint once love is built. Yes, sir.
Love penetrates the surface.
It does.
That's what I say.
You just like saying that? We got some poetry in here tonight. Love penetrates the surface. Love allows you to put on a lens that goes further than skin deep.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm just messing with you. So what we're showing you is love is built, bro. It's not something that you just gonna make up on the spot. You need time for that. But what people do is they get off the Most High's time and they start executing their own time, and then what they find out when they do them, the result is not beautiful. Read that one more time.
Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate.
Go ahead.
A time of war and a time of peace.
See, when you are on the Most High's time, He'll dictate when you're supposed to do what. He'll dictate the direction. He'll dictate how you should involve yourself, or what kind of exchange you're supposed to have. But because then when you let the Most High do it, it's going to be, the result is beautiful. It's not up to you to do it though, because that's what we do. We like to dictate when we're going to love somebody or hate somebody, or give a person a second chance or throw somebody away. We like to control these things, but it's not in your hands to control. You got to let the Most High do what He's doing to you, so He can develop you in its proper perspective, in its proper order. The Most High is controlling everybody's development and pushing you based on according to what you can handle, what you're able to handle. But what we do is we get out of line, we get off the course that the Most High puts us on, and we like to dip and do our own course. I got the directions, I got the GPS, but I like to adventure. So I'm gonna turn the GPS off, and I'm gonna figure it out myself. Well, you're gonna learn what life is like when you got to figure it out yourself. I tell you, it's not going to be beautiful, because if you let the Most High dictate where He's taking you, He's got every stage of development set up for what you're ready for. He knows you're not ready for a full out marriage. That's why in the scriptures you read about men that are courting women. They're betrothed. What does it mean to betroth somebody? Hey, I'm just letting it be known we have an interest to each other. We're not going to establish anything as of yet. We're in this betrothal stage. What modern day terminology calls it, engagement. Mm-hmm. We're engaged to be married. We're not married. We're engaged to be married. We're promised to each other. Mm-hmm. So that means that we're going to fill each other out over time. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to find out what's right and what's wrong first, what I like and don't like. I'm going to get to know the ins and the outs of this person before we fully really commit to this situation. But do we do that? Please. Yes, sir.
I wanted to add that another important aspect of that courting process also is to let everybody else, because it's a public, most likely a public event,
right?
Other people, let everybody know, is so no other, and during this process, no other man approaches that woman.
Right, because other people can say, man, that woman's spoken for.
Exactly.
Or that man, spoken for.
Yeah, she's engaged.
She's engaged already.
Can't talk to her.
Leave it alone.
Come.
Let's not go that route, man.
Mm-hmm.
That woman, they haven't made it official as far as the actual wedding ceremony, the consummation, but they're leading up to that consummation. They're still developing themselves in that. They're still getting to know each other. That's what the Most High does with us in our development. We like to jump off the track.
Yeah.
We like to go our way, do our own thing, jump into something that the Most High knew that we weren't ready for. And then you find out that the situation after the fact isn't beautiful. This is ugly. This relationship is ugly. This exchange is ugly. This dialogue is ugly. The treatment that we have toward each other is ugly. That's because you like to dictate the time. You like to dictate your schedule. You like to make your own schedule. You don't understand that when you do things based according to how the Most High has things set up, the result is wonderful. That's what Ecclesiastes 25:1 says. Somebody read that real quick. Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 1 reads, "In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before the Most High and men, the unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and a wife."
What does the Most High find beautiful?
A man and a wife.
That what?
That agree together.
That fight all the time.
That agree together.
That argue all the time.
That agree together.
That have differences.
That agree together.
That's on some days, off some days.
That agree together.
That halfway give a damn.
That agree together.
You got your life, I got my life.
That agree together.
You do your thing, I do my thing.
That agree together.
Well, you go your way, I go my way.
That agree together.
Well, I don't know how this is gonna work out because I don't see it from your perspective.
That agree together.
You're not on my level.
That agree together.
So the Most High said, listen, I love it when a man and a woman is on the same page. They agree together. So you know what it takes? It takes time for people to get to know each other so that they can find a common ground to agree upon. That takes time. You meet somebody, you're meeting a stranger. You don't know this person from nothing. You don't know this person's discipline. You don't know their habits. You don't know their actions, their whereabouts, their motives. You don't know nothing about this person. This is a damn stranger. Yes, sir.
Can 2 walk together except they be agreed?
Amos 3:3. No, you know what you find out? It asks a question, but we know the answer to that question. No, you can't. There's going to be a lot of problems. So what the Most High loves, He loves to see the unity and the bond and that commitment on the same page. When a husband and a wife is on the same page, the Most High loves that. But you know how hard it is to get on the same page? Especially when you didn't do things based upon the Most High's timing. When you introduce your own time frame and schedule, when you said, I know the Most High, we need time, and the scriptures say that we need to. It says, beloved. It said, brethren, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit by the spirit to see whether they are of the Most High. So, be not hasty to call a person a friend. So, be not quick to credit somebody. Give somebody credit. And so, if I know that the Most High is telling me to feel a person out, to find out what spirit they're in, then why the hell would I jump the gun? Why would I go past what the limits and the parameters that the Most High set up for, so this thing could actually work out the right way? Because I introduced who? Me. I introduced my thoughts, my opinions, my wants, my desires. I introduced what I want. And this is part of the class. What happens when you introduce what you want and you stop trusting the Most High? The Most High got it all ready to be worked out if you follow Him. If you follow instruction. That's what He got the Watchmen set up for. Hey, brother, you're moving too fast. But that's what they're trying. Brother, you're moving too fast. Hey, brother, take your time. Hey, brother, let her come to class. Hey, why don't you get to know her first? Hey, sister, find out what kind of man you're dealing with. Find out if this is a godly man. Everybody blowing a trumpet. That's what the watchmen are for.
True.
For the danger. But you know what? Like we said in Jeremiah chapter 6, I don't want to hear the trumpet. I don't want to hear the watchman. I heard the sound. I heard all that.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking heed to that. I'm not taking heed to that trumpet. I heard the sound. But that don't mean I'm gonna make a move. I'm gonna do my move. I don't have to do what you tell me. Yeah, you're not the boss of me. What you think the watchmen are for? The watchmen are for your safety. The watchmen is for your deliverance. Yes, sir. I thought you had your hand up. The watchman is for you. It's set up for you. But when you bypass the watchman, you bypassing danger. You're inviting danger. You calling danger to you. Because that's what we do. Read that part again.
In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before the Most High and men.
Amen.
The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together.
And they all require watchmen.
They all require watchmen.
The unity of brethren require multiple watchmen. Neighbors require watchmen.
We watch out for each other. I watch out for your kids. You watch out for my kids. You need something in your house, I take care of that need. I need something, you take care of my needs. It's a great exchange. It's a wonderful exchange. I gotta admit, I got some good neighbors. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
You're blessed.
I got some good neighbors, man. The Most High didn't bless it up. Maybe I don't say it enough. I don't appreciate them, but I got some good neighbors, bro. My neighbors be checking, they be nosy. If I don't feel like cutting that grass, they cut my grass. They do. They cut my grass. My fence break down. I just look at it. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I just look at the damn fence. That fence be leaning at a 45-degree angle.
Wow.
That's smooth criminal, bro. That fence been leaning for about 6 to 9 months, and I act like it ain't. I act like it ain't nothing wrong with it. They come outside the backyard. I come outside the backyard. We can see each other because that fence is leaning. And I just, what's up, man? What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. They see that fence. I see that fence too. But you know what they do? They tighten it up. They go. Hey, one morning I hear some dudes with some saws, zoom, cutting that wood, put a whole new fence up. That was 6.5 feet. They don't want to see me. You know they got thoughts, but you know what? I at least had the decency to go next door and say, "Hey, man, how much you pay for that, man? Let me go ahead and cut that price in half." You know what they say, man? Don't even worry about it. We got it already. I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna argue with you. You know why? Because I ain't got it. So that's why that fence been like that. 'Cause I ain't got it. And then you can see the other side of the fence on my other neighbor. My other neighbor put up the other side of the fence. I'm not even lying. Both my neighbors put up both sides of the fence. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Maybe I ain't appreciative enough.
The Most High.
I ain't, you know, hey,
man,
it is what it is.
praise the Lord.
But go ahead. That's a great point, bro. I just had to bring that out because it's true.
No.
That, you know, when you look out for each other. But I tell you this though, when my neighbor's dog run out, I get them. When I see people, when they leave their garage open or they leave their trunk or their car open, because people do that. I go close their trunk. When I see somebody strange knocking on your door, I go say, hey man, somebody knocking on your door. You know who that was? Hey, I might not be able to put that fence up, but I'm gonna look out for you though. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still provide you some type of safety. I'm looking out for you too. And if I get to the yard, I cut their side. They don't got to tell me to cut their side. Or if I notice that their trash ain't taken out, I take their trash out for them. Cause I see it's 6:30 in the morning. I see the dumpster, the dump truck. They trash is still sitting against the house. Let me go get that for them. Cause you know what? They think about me. Let me think about them. So I take their trash out. Boom. When their trash blow down, when the trash can blow down the street, I go get their trash can and put it back in their yard. You know, there's still some camaraderie going on. We're still looking out for each other. But like you said, all these cases need watchmen. Because that's what your job is. Your job is to look out for danger. But go ahead, that's a great point, bro. I just bring that up, man. I got some good neighbors, bro.
Yeah. Read on.
Come, verse 2.
No, the point you left off at.
A man and a wife that agree together.
And a man and a wife, both parties need what?
A watchman.
The husband needs watchmen, and the wife needs watch sisters, watch women, right? Watchers in general. Why? To make sure things work. To make sure things work properly.
And this is the beauty of when you have sisters, you have young sisters that are brand new. They can tie themselves in with elder sisters that can show them the ropes and show them what the Most High demands and expects. That's the beauty of when you got new men. They can tie themselves in with elder men so that they know what the Most High's expectation is. And the end result is unity. The end result is peace. The end result is harmony. That's the end result. Because that's the beauty. That's what the Most High loves to see. But you know what? We somehow infiltrate the time frame that the Most High has us on, and we destroy the process of what the Most High is trying to create, which is beautiful. He said 3 things stood up beautiful both before the Most High and men. So instead of giving the Most High beauty, we give the Most High ugliness. Because we bypass the time frame. We get off his time frame. We do what we want to do. That's the problem. And there's a reason why we do that. You got any more you want to bring out on that?
No, that was it.
All right. So go back to where you was at real quick. Let that go, my water, and Ecclesiastes.
You want Ecclesiastes?
Yeah, 3 and 8. One more time. And then
Ecclesiastes.
next brother read Proverbs 3 and 5.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. A time to love.
Yeah, there's a time to love, man. That's why when you don't know the time, you're in trouble. When you try to pick your own time, you're in trouble. Best thing to do is counsel, bro. Let counsel go before every enterprise. Do nothing without advice. In the multitude of counselors, there's safety. But what we do, we don't want to counsel. We just execute, and we just do. Okay, you'll see what happens when you just do. When you don't counsel before you make moves. The counsel was set up. The watchman was set up for your safety. Why bypass the watchman? Why bypass the counselor? That was for you. Read.
A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace.
All right, let that go. Next brother.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
He said what?
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
You know what? This scripture, we might not read it a lot because I think this scripture is like one of the ones that people kind of know when they just reading the Bible. It's kind of pushed throughout religious organizations. You see it on billboards. You see this scripture a lot of places. And you would think that because it's prevalent and it's common, that people actually have understood this verse, and they actually don't. We might not be doing this any justice by not reading the scripture enough. I can't tell you the last time I even brought this scripture up in class. Probably been about 2 years. Because although I may think I've seen this and I know this and I understand this, brother, that doesn't mean it's as easy as it sounds. It's one of those feel-good verses.
Yeah.
It's one of them verses that make you feel good. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. You just feel good saying it. But you know, doing it is something different.
The applications.
That's the problem. We might bypass these verses like they're common, but they're not common. And they're not as easy as they may seem. Do brothers and sisters really trust in the Most High with all their heart? Let's be honest. Do brothers and sisters really trust the Most High with all their heart? Or do they like to steer their own ship? Do they like to pace themselves and dictate their effort? I determine how much I want to give today. Then you're not really trusting the Most High. I determine where I'm going today. Then you're not trusting the Most High with all your heart. I determine who I'm going to fall in love with, who I'm going to deal with. Okay. Then you don't trust the Most High with all your heart. I'm gonna dictate I'm gonna decide who I listen to and who I don't. Okay. Then you're not listening to the Most High then. You don't trust the Most High with all your heart. What about the watchmen the Most High set up around you? For your safety. You don't even listen to them. You act like you don't hear the trumpet. Read it again.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
Go ahead.
In all thy ways acknowledge him.
It said what?
In all thy ways acknowledge him.
In all your ways acknowledge the Most High. Read on.
And he shall direct thy path.
But what happens when you stop acknowledging the Most High? He doesn't direct your paths, because who's directing your paths? You are. This is how you get away and get disconnected from the Father. You don't let the Most High dictate your path. Let's read this right here. Bible Knowledge Commentary, Proverbs 3 and 5. Let's read that real quick. Yeah, you can read. You can read here. Bro, be honest, you can. Bro, it's so heavy. Just read here from now.
All right. It says.
Let's start it from here.
To trust in the Lord wholeheartedly.
It says to trust in the Lord. What?
Wholeheartedly.
So that means with all your heart. Go ahead.
Means one should not lean on his own understanding. For human insights are never enough.
It says what?
Human insights.
Write that down. Read it again.
It says, for human insights are never enough. The Most High's ways are incomprehensible.
It says the Most High's ways are what?
Incomprehensible.
You can't comprehend the Most High's ways. You can't determine and beat the Most High to where He's going. It's not like checkers. It's not like chess. I know where you're going. I know your next move. You don't know the Most High's next move. You don't know where the Most High's going. You don't know what the Most High's doing to you. You don't know what the Most High's building you up for. You don't know what the Most High's preparing you for. You might not be ready for that battle that you're so eager to get into. You might not be built up and confident enough to fulfill that idea that you and that obligation you got in your mind and that vision you got in your mind. You might not be ready for that yet. Why don't you let the Most High submit to the Most High? Let Him tell you when you should do something or not do something. You're so spoiled with freedoms and liberty and making your own decisions that you're unfamiliar with trusting the Most High. You're unfamiliar with laying your life in His hands and saying, Lord, let me let you steer me. Man. Read on.
Yet He is trustworthy.
Yet He is what?
Trustworthy.
Yet it says, yet the Most High, even though His ways are incomprehensible, You don't understand them, but the Most High is still what?
Trustworthy.
Trustworthy. That you can still trust the Most High, even though you don't understand him, even though you can't dictate his next move that he got set up for you. You don't know what the hell is going to happen in 2 months, 2 days, 2 years. But if you trust the Most High, he'll direct your paths. He'll put you in the right place at the right time. He'll put you with the right people. Yes, sir.
A definition of trust?
Yep.
Trust, 1828, definition 1. Trust, confidence, a reliance or resting of the mind on the integrity, veracity, justice, friendship, or other sound principle of another person or being.
Break that down.
So the definition of trust. So it says trust in the Lord with all thine heart. I'm supposed to have confidence. I'm supposed to be confident and have my whole mind. I'm not tripping or worried about what's going on because I've put my trust, I've put my integrity, my justice. I know the Most High is going to do right by me. I'm confident in His choice. Letting, as they say, let go, let God. As they say, I'm actually confident in letting the Most High dictate and scourge my thoughts and scourge my decisions. What's going on through counsel, of course, and communication. But that would be that. And a long story short, I don't want to get too worried.
Okay. All right. Read on.
Yet he is trustworthy.
Yet the Most High is trustworthy. Read on.
All the wisdom a person may acquire can never replace the need for full trust in the Most High's superior ways.
Damn, it says what? All the what?
All the wisdom of a person may require, all the wisdom a person may acquire can never replace the need for full trust in God's superior ways.
You break that down. I'm gonna get this other scripture real quick.
It says all the wisdom a person may acquire. We acquire our own ideas and experiences, and we get little lessons from our own personal experiences, from other people's experiences. We can do all the different experiencing and the studying and watching on different sites and trying to comprehend and read and understand and come up with our own ideas, right? All the wisdom a person may acquire can never replace the need, because there's always going to be a need. You can be as wise as you want to be. There's always going to be an unforeseen circumstance. There will always be an unforeseen need where it requires reliance and requires you have to hook yourself into the Father and requires you have to trust and believe, because you cannot dictate your surroundings. Israel's obsessed with the dictations of their circumstances. We're obsessed with control. We're obsessed with trying to predict situations. We're obsessed with trying to manipulate every factor around us. But you can be wise as you want to be. The scripture says, listen, he disappoints the devices of the crafty. So you can be wise as you want to be. It's not going to come how you expect it. You're supplying wisdom almost as a form of comfort. Thinking, if I collect all this wisdom, then I don't have to have faith. I can relate to that. I did that before in my life. I'm going to learn as much as I can learn so I can just, I can use the wisdom. Listen, brother, wisdom goes only so far. The wisdom works until you have to trust. There's different aspects to the Spirit of the Most High. There's a wisdom aspect and there's a faith aspect. You collected all this wisdom, but you never exercise the skill of what? Reliance and trust. Reliance and trust requires that you cannot manipulate the patterns around you. You cannot manipulate the factors around you. You cannot control these people. You cannot control this boss. You cannot control this weather. You cannot control this business situation. You can't control the person you love. You can only control how much you believe. So it says right here, it says, he is trustworthy. All wisdom a person may acquire can never replace the need for full trust. All the wisdom in the world, the Most High going to put you in a condition where it requires 100% reliance on Him and not 100% reliance on you and your convenience wisdom, your idea of discretion, and avoidance of loss aversion. I don't want to have any loss. I'm going to take no losses. I'm going to make every calculation so I don't take a loss. That's not real. You're going to have to lose so that you can experience the Most High coming through. You're not the Most High. You have to let the Most High God be the Most High God. He has to play his role. Therefore, your wisdom will be what? Negated. It will be a non-factor. Right? It says, then it says it will never replace the need for full trust in the Most High's superior ways. Why does it say superior ways? Because my thoughts are what?
Higher than yours.
Higher than your thoughts. Because you can't see the matter. You can't see the circumstances. That's why you need a watchman. We all have blind spots.
Yep.
We have blind spots. You might be the wisest guy when it comes to finance. You might not know anything about relationships. You might know everything about relationships, but you don't know anything about dealing with.
Well, you change them brakes though.
Yeah.
You know, change them. You know how to fix the modified engine.
Yeah. Engine get modified all day, but when it comes to people skills and interaction with people, I have no knowledge. Therefore, once I make you lean on him in the area you're the weakest at. The problem is we do things our own way, and then you fall into straits to where you have to do what? Listen again.
Well, you gotta
submit
follow.
again. Follow again. And we get angry because, well, damn, what was the point of me collecting all this wisdom if I gotta submit to somebody else?
You know what happens to those individuals? They get burnt out over time.
Yeah.
Because what they do is they keep coming up with different avenues, different schemes,
Yeah.
different plots and plans, and all those schemes fall apart. And then when they get tired of coming up with schemes, then they want to quit. Well, I don't know why I should believe in the Most High. Well, the whole time that you were supposed to be believing in the Most High, you was plotting, scheming, and doing your own thing anyway. Why blame the fact that your schemes don't work as a reason not to follow the Most High when you never really submitted to him anyway? But that's what we do. We find a way to find fault with the Most High as if it's his fault that my situations are not working when I never really submitted to him anyway.
That's crazy.
And until we find out that my schemes aren't running out. My schemes are running out. Matter of fact, read that too. Read this point right here. I like what you're bringing out. Don't stop what you're bringing out. Job chapter 37, read verse 5.
Job. Job chapter 37 and verse 5.
Read that.
The Most High thundereth marvelously.
It says the Most High thundereth what?
Marvelously.
What is that just telling you right there? When it says the Most High thundereth marvelously, what does that mean?
Overwhelming.
The Most High is outstanding.
magnificent.
His ways are outstanding.
Yeah,
His powers is to be awed at and to be praised.
Mm-hmm.
Read.
The Most High thundereth marvelously with his voice.
Go ahead.
Great things doeth he.
It said what?
Great things doeth he.
He's telling you how good the Most High is. He says, great things doeth he. Read on.
Which we cannot comprehend.
Which you cannot what?
Comprehend.
You cannot figure the Most High out. See, the Most High has your life set up, and he has advantages set up for you down the line if you just submit to him. He has certain things to happen a certain way to your benefit if you just submit to him. He's already got it mapped out, and he'll steer you in the right direction. But you can't figure the Most High out. You can't dictate what his next move is. Read on.
For he said to the snow, be thou on the earth.
Because the Most High is the one that tells the snow, hey, I need you to get down on the ground. Get down and lay down. That's what the Most High tells the snow. Get down on the ground. Read on.
Likewise to the small rain.
He tells the rain, get out the cloud and get on the ground. Who's controlling these things?
Most High.
Read on.
And to the great rain of his strength.
Go ahead.
He sealeth up the hand of
Now,
every.
this you got to understand what he's saying. He said he does what?
He sealeth up the hand of every man.
He said he sealeth up the hand. The word sealeth up means to lock up. He said he locks up. He sealeth up the hand. Your hand is what? Is what?
It's your power.
Is your power. is what you put your plans, your power to, your works. That's what you work for. You work with your hands. It's the power in which you do your work. But who's got that under control?
The Most High.
The Most High said, I'll lock your hands up. Sometimes he'll lock you up physically. Like Akon. Sometimes he lock you up physically, but before he locks you up physically, he's already got your next move locked up. The Most High got you in a figure 4. He got you in a 4 Nelson. You think you're going to make a move and make plans. Your hands are already locked up. That means the Most High has already prevented you from making your next move and to where you think it's going to be successful. He said, I already got that locked up, man. Don't even worry about that, boo. You about to waste about a good 2 years of your life.
Blocked.
You about to, yeah, that's blocked already. You about to waste a good 2 years. You about to waste a good 5 years trying to figure your own life out. I already got that locked up. I got that sealed already. That door is closed. You trying to open a closed door. Keep trying. All you doing is wasting time. That move is already stunning on. That door is closed. That window of opportunity is gone. You wasting your time, man. That's what we do. We try to open up locked doors, man. We try to go places the Most High already shut down. We try to execute plans that the Most High already smashed. Read it again.
He sealeth up the hand of every man, that all men may know his work.
So that all men could know what?
His work.
So that all men may know I can't do nothing unless I go through who? The Most High, bro. You can waste your life trying to figure your life out, and you're still not going to come up with nothing until you submit to who?
The Most High.
So you might as well do it sooner than later. Why try to go through doors that the Most High already sealed? You wasting your time. That's one thing the Most High don't run out of. He don't run out of time. You do. You waste time. You wasting time, years, months, days. Man, you wasting your life trying to do things that the Most High didn't ordain. Why would you do that? What make a man do that? Pride, bro.
Pride, bro.
Pride. That's what we're gonna find out. Is pride. Somebody get this. Proverbs 23 and 26. Let that go.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 26. My son.
He said what?
My son.
The Most High said what?
My son.
What does the Most High want? Read.
Give me thine heart.
Read it loud.
My son. Give me thine heart.
What does the Most High say?
My son. Give me thine heart.
What does the Most High want?
Give me thine heart.
The Most High said, give me your heart, man. Give me your mind. That's what I want. What do people not want to give the Most High? They don't want to give the Most High their mind, bro. That's the one thing that people don't want to sacrifice. Because when I give up the Most High my mind, then I give up control. Then I can't do what I want to do no more. And you know what that means? I doubt the Most High. That means I don't trust the Most High. The only men that give the Most High their mind is men that put their whole trust in the Most High. Those are the ones that do it. People that doubt the Most High, they don't do it. Because they don't believe. Because it takes belief in order to trust. He said what?
My son, give me thine heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways.
And check out what I'm doing. Submit your thoughts and watch me work. Watch how I set you up. Watch how I take care of you. That means, you know what? Sit back, little grasshopper. Sit back and learn something. Pay attention. Sit down somewhere and watch. Open your eyes and close your mouth. Pay attention to what I'm doing. I don't need your opinion. I don't need what you have I don't need your input. You don't work. What you do don't work. What you got, Abad?
Proverbs 28, 26.
Read that.
Goes right along with it.
Go ahead.
Same book, 28 and 26. And it reads, he that trusteth in his own heart is a fool.
Is a what?
Is a fool.
A fool does what?
Trust in his own heart.
Yeah, a fool won't give the Most High his heart.
Yeah.
A fool won't give the Most High control. A fool won't submit to the Father. They don't let the Most High decide their decision making and dictate their future. They don't run none of their plans by the Father. They just make plans. You make all the plans you want. The Most High got the cuffs on them plans. Them plans are sealed up already, bro. It ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Back to Proverbs 3 and 5. Who had it?
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5.
Read that.
Trust in the Most High with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
Because who does that? According to the scripture you just read?
A fool.
A fool does that. Read on.
It says, in all thy ways acknowledge him,
Go ahead.
and he shall direct thy path.
And he shall do what?
Direct thy path.
Read on.
Be not wise in thine own eyes.
Don't be the smart guy. Don't be wise in your own eyes. The Most High does not acknowledge, neither does he support people that think they're too damn smart to where they can outthink and outwit the Most High. Your 2-bit wisdom is garbage. It's trash. It gets you nowhere. You just waste time. You're better off submitting all your thoughts to the Most High and let the Most High steer you in the right direction. Let him set up your successes. Let him set up your advantages. Let him set up your blessings. Let him set it up for you. That's hard. It's easier said than done. We read this scripture so much, I don't think we give enough credit to how powerful what the scripture is telling us to do. I don't believe it. I think we just read it, it sounds good, and that's about it. Somebody go to Numbers. Somebody give me Numbers. Give me Numbers chapter 14, start verse 23.
Numbers 14 and 23. Are you ready?
Yep, read that.
Surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers.
The Most High said, I sealed up their ability to see the promised land. All the Israelites that came out of Egypt, none of them got a chance to see the promised land except for 2 men. Who were the 2 men that got to see the promised land?
Joshua and Caleb.
Joshua and Caleb. Moses didn't even get to the promised land. Aaron didn't get to the promised land. Miriam didn't get to the promised land. And that first generation that came out of Egypt didn't make it. Smote them. Till they all died. They wandered in the wilderness till they died off. Why? Why did the Most High seal up that opportunity and close that door on them? Read on.
Neither shall any of them that provoke me see it.
It says, neither shall any of them that do what?
Provoke me see it.
And who did the Most High set up just in case you provoke the Most High to anger? In Ezekiel 33.
Watchmen.
The watchmen. See, the Most High set up watchmen so that you don't provoke the Most High to anger, so you don't destroy your blessings in the future. That's the power of the watchmen. They keep your blessings intact and your opportunities intact. Yes, sir.
Like Samuel to Saul.
Yes, like Samuel to Saul. Keep them on a straight path. Only 2 men got to see the promised land. Why did the Most High let Joshua and Caleb see the promised land? Read on.
Verse 24. But my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him.
He said because the spirit in Caleb is different. He got a different spirit than all them other people. He had a different spirit than Miriam and Aaron. Even Moses. Moses got cut short. Now Moses was great. But his time got cut short. He didn't get to see all of what he walked for and worked for. He didn't see it manifest. He was able to look at it, but he didn't get a chance to enjoy it, indulge it, and participate with it. He said, but Caleb is different. I let him live. I let him see the benefits. Why? Read on.
Because he had another spirit with him.
What was that other spirit that he's referring to? Read on.
and hath followed me fully.
He said he did what?
Followed me fully.
He said Caleb followed me fully. He completely followed me. Like we read in Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord with your whole heart, with all your heart. And lean not into thine own understanding. Caleb didn't have his own mind. And that's why Caleb walked into the promised land. He said the spirit on Caleb is different. Yes, sir.
It's amazing, man. It's like the multitude of those people, and he still acknowledged that one man. You know, sometimes we can look at the masses of people, and because not everyone is doing it, you know, what's the point of me doing it then?
Right. That's
You know what I'm saying?
that happens. That's the danger of looking at peer pressure or emulating the wrong people. I'm emulating the wrong people. Well, so and so got away with it. I see other people doing this. I see other people pacing themselves, dictating their own time, dictating their commitment. Why when I do it, it's a problem? Well, the reward is different. Everybody's different. We're going to read that too in a second. But read on.
Come. Him will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it.
And his what?
His seed shall possess it.
So not only am I setting up Caleb, but I'm also setting up his future generations in a good place. Because this man simply gave me his heart like he asked for. Got to read about Joshua too, because he made it too. Joshua chapter 5. That's what's special about Joshua. Joshua chapter 5, start at verse 13.
Joshua chapter 5, verse 13 reads. So I keep this paper. And it came to pass, when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand.
So this is not just a regular man. Read on.
And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries?
He said, what side are you on? Are you fighting against us or are you on our side? Read on.
Verse 14, and he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord.
He said, I am captain of the host of the Lord. Now who is this?
It's an angel.
What angel?
No, that's Archangel.
That's Michael. That's Michael. Michael is the captain of the army. Read on.
Nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth.
And what did Joshua do?
Fell on his face to the earth.
Go ahead.
And did worship.
Go ahead.
And said unto him.
Go ahead.
What saith my Lord unto his servant?
He said, what do you want from me? How often do we fall down to the Most High and ask the Most High, what do we want? What does He want from us?
Not often.
How often do we do that? How often do we kneel down and observe and worship and praise the Most High and ask Him, what need do you have of me? What do you want from me? Do we really do that? I got it. Let me see.
Wired to think the other way. Wow.
Let me see if I can get this real quick. Hold that thought real quick. Let me see if I can get this real quick. Yeah, I got it right here. Somebody go to Isaiah chapter 55 real quick. And
You coming back to Joshua?
we done with Joshua. Read Isaiah chapter 55. Start at verse 6.
Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6.
Read that.
Seek ye the Most High while He may be found.
You better pray to the Most High while you have opportunity. Read on.
Call ye upon Him while He is near.
It says, call ye upon Him while He is what?
Near.
Now, what does the Matthew Henry say that looks like? What does that look like in action to call upon the name of the Lord while He is near? Look for the Most High where He may be found. What does that mean? Read this right here.
It says, the duties required, seek the Lord, seek to Him and inquire of Him as your oracle. Ask.
It says you seek the Most High as your oracle. An oracle is somebody that gives you divine communication. You get your communication from the Lord. Read on.
It says, ask the law of his mouth.
And you ask the Most High of the law out of his mouth. Read on.
It says, what wilt thou have me to do?
Read that part again.
What wilt thou have me to do?
So according to the Matthew Henry, read that part, Yahweh, one more time.
I got you. It says, call upon him while he is near. What do you want?
Yeah, read the whole thing.
Okay, Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Most High while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near.
So he said that translates to what?
It says, what will thou have me to do?
What is he? How does that interpret? When you seek the Most High and you're asking the Most High to intervene in your life. You're asking the Most High, what do you want from me?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want me to do? How many of us do that? How many of us ask the Most High to dictate my direction? How many of us are too busy trying to decide our own direction? That's what we do. We don't submit to the Most High like that. Joshua did. That's what we just read in Joshua chapter 5. What do you want from me? What will you have me to do? What do you need from me? Because the Most High said, I want your mind. Give me your heart. It's not hard to understand, but it's hard to do. Especially if you're used to not doing it. Especially if you're accustomed to doing what the hell you want to do. Now it's difficult to submit to the Most High. Now it's difficult to relinquish your power and give over control to the Most High, because you're not familiar with that. But because the Most High knows that he's not going to give you more than what you can handle, he's building you up so that you can eventually get to the point to where you can submit your whole heart. That's what the watchmen do. The watchmen around you are preparing your mind to submit to the Most High completely. That's why they're there checking you all the time as deputies, as sheriffs of your thoughts. Hey, brother, your thoughts is out of whack. Brother, your behavior is extreme. Hey, brother, you tripping. What do you think the watchmen are doing? They're building you up to get you to the point of saying, you know what? What I do don't work. I need the Most High to intervene in my life. My decisions keep falling flat on its back. All my plans blow up. All my plans fail. All my little moves that I make in my schemes, all of them fall flat. They never work. I get a little victory here. I taste a little victory there. But in the end, it never works out like I wanted. All my purposes are disappointed. Because I never submitted. You had your hand up?
No, I was just asking. So what you're saying?
We're gonna come back to this later on.
So what you're saying is when our counselors are hitting us up and letting us know, hey, this is wrong, this is off. They're not messing with me. They're not doing it because they get a kick out of it or just some weird joy out of it. They're doing it because they're actually trying to help me, because they see I'm going off or I'm messing up, and they're doing it in a way, or I'm not used to someone helping me in that manner or caring about me in that manner. So I see it as like a negative thing. I see it as, oh bro, you're effing with me, you're messing with me, you don't like me, you're trying to bother me, you ain't got nothing else to do, why are you bothering me? That's what we see it as. But that's what we see it as opposed to seeing as, oh, this brother's actually trying to help me because I'm about to go off the edge, so to speak.
Yeah, and you know, you're absolutely right. I like what you're saying, because I'm gonna read on, and based on what you're saying, it's gonna force me to read on. I gotta read on now based on what you said. I wasn't gonna read it, but because you said what you said, I gotta read this part just to show you that what you're saying is correct. But that's dangerous to have that mind frame. That's a very dangerous mind frame to have. All right, I gotta read this part right here. It says, "The motives made use oft to press these duties upon us, while he may be found." That's what he's saying. While he is near, it is implied that now the Most High is near and will be found, so that it shall not be in vain to seek him and to call upon him. Now his patience is waiting on us. His word is calling to us, and his spirit is striving with us to do so. Let us now improve our advantages and our opportunities. For now is the accepted time. Right? He says, but there is a day coming when he will be far off. So if I'm in that mind frame, you're messing with me. You're bothering me. You ain't got nothing better to do. Why are you picking on me? Why are you talking to me like that? Why you got to come at me? I'm tired of you coming at me like that. Why don't you deal with somebody else? It says, but the day will come. The day is coming when he will be far off and will not be found. When the day of his patience is over and his spirit will not strive no more. That means I'm not going to fight with you no more. I'm not even going to send my watchmen to fight for you anymore. I'm not even going to have them blow the trumpet no more. I'm not going to fight with you. We know that in Genesis chapter 6. What did the Most High say in Genesis chapter 6? Verse 3. Yeah, that's what he said, but read it. But read it. I believe it's verse 3. Maybe verse 4, but read it.
Verse 3.
Yeah, Genesis chapter 6, verse 3. Read that.
Genesis chapter 6 and verse 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man.
You think the Most High going to keep arguing with you? You think the Most High going to have these watchmen blowing the trumpet in vain? So you could keep doing what you want to do? Do you think that you got all the time in the world to keep on playing? No, you don't. That's why it says, hey, you think I'm going to fight with you. I'm fighting with you now, but I got these watchmen set up to steer you in the right direction. But I'm not going to keep doing this forever, man. There's got to come a time whether you're going to either submit or not. You're either going to listen or not. You're going to give me your heart or not. I'm not always going to be found. And I'm not going to keep striving with you. We already know the Most High do that. Because he's done it already. Read.
God. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man.
Because what?
For that he is flesh.
He said this man is not even full spirit. This man is made of dirt. This man is made of minerals, rocks. This man is made of decayed grass, withered plants, old leaves. This man is made out of compost, some old skins and apple skins. You think I'm going to argue with some apple skins? You think I'm going to argue with some dirt? Some mud? The Most High said, I'm not going to keep arguing with you. I already told you what I want from you. Give me your mind. Why do I have to fight for that? Yes, sir.
You know, when he says, when he is near and then when he is far, it just makes me think, you know, when he's near, your counselors, the ones who have a higher or a better understanding, and if you don't get it from them, then you got to go to your peers who have a lesser understanding, and it trickles down to somebody that's below you or has a lesser rank. So he goes further and further away from you, and you can't see that man blowing the trumpet.
And you know what he says eventually in 1 Corinthians 6? He said, go to the least of them in the church. He said, is there not a wise man among you? He said, go to the youngest member of the church and get counsel. Now that's a shame. He said, I speak to your shame. Because now you really done lost the extension of the Most High's hand based on what you're saying. Now the Most High is really far away from you. Well, you got to get instruction from the lowest man in the camp. Now the youngest man and the newest man in the camp got to tell you what to do. He said, I speak to your shame. That's not a good thing. That means the Most High ain't dealing with you. He almost getting ready to cut you off. He says, there may come such a time. Well, let me read this part again. There is a day coming when he will be far off and will not be found, when the day of his patience is over and his spirit will strive no more. There may come such a time in this life when the heart is incurably hardened. It is certain that a death and a judgment, the door will be shut. So what is he saying?
He's not going to keep
One of these days you're going to be on your own. You got what you got.
You get what you get. Don't throw a fit, right? Because what he's saying is, how many times has he been asking for you to submit your thoughts? Right. Submit your direction.
You shouldn't have to beg us.
He's been begging. Yes, sis.
So that'd be like the same as Romans 1 and 28.
Yeah. It said when that reprobate mind. Yep. That reprobate mind is a mind frame that feels like they're exempt from even having to follow the Most High. They got a backwards mind frame. That's dangerous. What you had your hand up?
No, it was a verse, but I'm gonna go.
All right. So let's go back to Proverbs 3 and 5 and put this back in perspective.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Most High with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
Go ahead.
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes.
They say what?
Be not wise in thine own eyes.
So let's find out when that happens. Go back to where we started at in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13.
First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
So the Most High is telling you, don't trip about what the direction and what I have you going through, because I'm building you up as a watchman. So don't trip about the pressure. Don't trip about the hours. Don't trip about how grueling it is. Don't trip about how it's inconvenient. Don't trip about how it's uncomfortable. Don't trip about that, because I got a plan set up for you. I got a direction set up for you. I have a blessing set up for you. Don't kick against the pricks. Don't fight against the direction and the pace I got you going on. Read on.
But the Most High is faithful.
It says, but the Most High is faithful, because while I'm sending you through this process, although it may be uncomfortable, what are you learning to do? Trust me. Through the uncomfortable process that the Most High sends you through, you're learning how to trust Him. Read on.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted.
And the Most High is not unfair. Like we read about how He took the children of Israel out of Egypt and had them go the long route so they don't engage into the Philistines and get scared and go back to Egypt. The Most High already got your fears set up. He already knows what's too much for you. So He's going to pull you out of dangerous situations. He already got it set up. Read on.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
So there's no reason for you to feel like you should have control. Read on.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
The Most High will let you out of it when it's too much. He'll show you to the exit. He'll tell you exit stage left if it's too much. Let Him dictate that time frame, not you. Read on.
That ye may be able to bear it.
That you may be able to what?
Bear it.
So who's in control of what you can handle and cannot handle?
The Most High.
The Most High is. You're not. What happens when you are? Read on.
Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry.
What happens when you're running your own show?
You become idolatrous.
What happens when you run your own show?
You're chasing your
Become
idols.
idolaters.
Flee from idolatry.
So why is He telling you to flee from idolatry right after He's telling you let me dictate and steer your life?
Because that way is idolatry.
Because your ideas, your imagination, your plans is idolatry.
Con.
Your schemes is idolatry. Your determination is idolatry. You trying to tell the Most High what you're going to do versus what He got you doing already, that is idolatry. You become an idol worshiper. But you worship your mind. You worship your imagination. You worship your plans, your thought process. You are an idol worshiper. So that's why He's telling you, if you don't submit to me, then by default, you become a what?
Idolatry.
You become an idolater. Not that you're worshiping some strange gods, but the God that you are worshiping that's strange is your own thoughts. And that's strange. And that's what makes you an idolater. It's not hard to understand. 2 Timothy 2 and 3. Read that.
2 Timothy 2 and verse 3.
Yeah, read that.
Though therefore, in their hardness.
It says, though therefore, do what?
In their hardness.
So don't try to pull yourself out of what the Most High has you going through, even if it's uncomfortable and hard. If you do, you're an idol worshiper, because you trust your imagination and your thoughts more than you trust the Most High. Don't try to scale down the efforts and the work that you do for the Lord. Don't try to scale down. Don't try to modify the work to make it easier for you. Don't try to fabricate reasons not to go to work. They'll be making them fake. This is not Esau, bro. You can do that with Esau. I can't make it today. I can't make it. I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sick. Bro, you can't play the Most High like that, though. We know that from Galatians 6 and 9. It says what? Read it. Read it. Don't just say it. Read it. I want people to read it. Put two and two together. It's not. You're not playing with Esau, bro. You can play with your customer service job that you got.
Galatians chapter 6 verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing.
It says, let us not be what?
Weary in well doing.
Go ahead.
For in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
If we what?
If we faint not.
Read on.
As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith.
Especially of them who are of the what?
Household of faith.
So who don't you play games with?
To the men of the household of faith.
You don't play games with the spiritual watchmen that the Most High set up around you. Those are the ones you don't play games with. You can play games with Esau on the job. You ain't calling in sick on the Most High, though. What you got, Ahmad?
Hebrews, if I could, Hebrews 13 and 17, if you don't have that already.
No, go ahead, read it. I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17. I'll stand up. Obey them that have the rule over you.
Go ahead.
And submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls.
For they do what?
They watch for your souls.
Read.
As they that must give account.
As they that must what?
Give account.
Go ahead.
That they may do it with joy.
That you make it easy on the watchmen.
Come.
Because the watchmen are building you up to become a watchman.
That's true.
So you're supposed to be making that process easy for them. That they may do it with joy. Read on.
And not with grief.
You're not supposed to be rebelling against the watchmen. Because who's going to suffer for that? Read on.
For that is unprofitable for you.
Who's going to suffer for that?
You.
You're going to suffer for that. You can't cheat the ones that the Most High got around you to build you up. Because you're cheating your own development. You're cheating your own growth. Don't cheat Esau, man. Call in on them. Give them a story. Don't get a Most High story. Read verse 7 in Galatians chapter 6.
Oh, in Galatians?
Yeah, chapter 6. Read verse 7.
Okay.
Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked.
Read.
For whatsoever a man soweth.
When you giving fake energy to the Most High, you giving fake submission to the Most High, you giving fake obedience to the Most High. Read on.
That shall he also reap.
You're going to get back what?
The same thing.
You're going to get fake support back. You're going to get fake blessings. You're going to get artificial blessings. You're going to hit a piñata, ain't nothing coming out. With some stuffing. And no candy coming out of that.
Fake desires.
That was a trick. Ain't no candy in this piñata. What kind of piñata is this? A trick bag piñata. That's what it is. Because that's what you wanted. Because that's what you put in. Because you didn't want to follow the Most High anyway. You want to do things your way. Okay, that's cool. But you only hurt yourself.
I'm selective where I give my spirit. I want to give my spirit where I select to give my spirit. That's also that same spirit. I'm gonna call on sick. I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna play games. I'm gonna feign. I'm gonna feign. Then I'm gonna be selective where I give myself. You're telling the Most High you don't want to submit to Him. That's the message you're giving the Most High. I really am not about serving you. Not with my whole heart.
Not with my whole heart.
That's what you're saying. If it's not your whole heart, then what else is it but being selective?
Conditional.
That's dangerous, bro. Let's go back. Let that go. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 1 and 8.
Second Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 8 reads, "For we would not, brethren, have you ignorant of our trouble which came to us in Asia."
Paul saying what, man? I don't want y'all to be ignorant and think that what we was going through in Asia was something light and easy to deal with. We just read 2 Timothy 2 and 3, which said what?
2 Timothy 2 and verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua.
Read on.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
And the only way you can please the Most High, who chose you to be a soldier, is through what? The Most High said without faith it's impossible to what? Please him. So another word for faith is what? Trust. You can't even please the Most High if you don't trust the Most High. You can't even begin to please the Most High until you trust the Most High. And that's what that soldier is. That's that sentinel that we was reading about. That's that damn watchman that we talking about. You can't even be an appropriate watchman until you start trusting the Most High. Then you can endure hardness. Then the hardness is not going to faze you when you trust the Most High. But if you don't trust the Most High, you're going to start getting weak. You're going to try to scale back your production, your output, your commitment. Read that right there in 2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 8 reads, "For we would not, brethren, have you ignorant of our trouble which came to us in Asia."
So was Paul having a great time in Asia?
La'a.
Was he partying in Asia?
La'a.
People go to vacation in Asia. They go to Greece. They go to Turkey. They go to Accra. They go to the Balkans. They go to the Black Sea. They go to the beach. They go party. People party. They go vacation in Asia. Was Paul on a vacation in Asia?
La'a.
He said, man, listen, I want to let you know, don't be ignorant about the time that I spent in Asia. It was no picnic. Read on.
Come. That we were pressed out of measure.
He said, brother, we were pushed to the limit in Asia. He said, we were pressed out of measure. Meaning, I can't even tell you how we were overwhelmed in Asia. We were overthrown in Asia. Read on.
Above strength.
They said, man, I didn't have a lot of strength left in Asia. I was working on fumes. I was living on faith. I was at my last in faith. Man, I was at the bottom. It was troublesome to my faith in Asia. I didn't have a lot of faith left, is what he's saying. Yes, the Most High will put you in a situation that's going to try and squeeze and wring out your faith. Are you going to quit? The scriptures say, if thou faint in the day of adversity, that strength is what?
Small.
Your strength is small. So as the Most High start to wring you out, are you going to get weak? Are you going to start bucking up, talking back, catching attitudes, being confrontational with the watchmen that's around you, just because your faith is getting wrung out? Now you're going to take that out on the men around you because you're getting squeezed out? Read on.
Come. And so much that we despaired even of life.
He said, man, our life was on the line. We weren't even sure we were going to make it out of Asia.
It's bad, bro.
He's telling you how serving the Most High sometimes gets to. where you don't know if you can make it, how you're going to make it, if you got enough to make it. But the Most High squeezes men out like that, and women too. Read on.
Come. But we had the sentence of death in ourselves.
He said, but we accepted the fact that what? We were not going to quit, even if what?
Had the sentence of death in ourselves.
We had already made up our minds that if this is the Most High's will, if this is the life and the path that the Most High got me on, right now we do heavy ass labor. Do we not? How many days a week do you say, man, I don't know if I got enough to get through the day? Do you not get pushed to your limits?
Gone.
Do you not say, damn, another one? Damn, we gotta go 200 more miles? We do heavy work, bro. You're gonna get squeezed out a little bit. But do you have it in your mind that I'm not gonna come off this course even if it takes me out? I'm gonna stay the course.
Period.
I'm not coming off what the Most High got me on, even if I die. So what? I'm not jumping off the course. I'm not jumping the track. I'm not trying to make excuses and wiggle my way out of what the Most High got me on. That's what Paul is telling you. He ain't trying to wiggle his way out of what the Most High got him on. And he said he was pressed out of measuring faith. That means he ain't have a lot left. He was working on fumes, bro. Read on.
Come. But we had the sentence of death in ourselves, that we should not trust in ourselves.
That what?
That we should not trust in ourselves.
That I'm not going to pull myself out of this situation. I'm going to wait for the Lord to dictate and give me something else to do, even if I don't like what I'm doing. I'm going to wait for the Lord to set up something else that he feels that I need to be doing as an alternative. I'll let the Most High point me to the exit. But that's not what we do as men. We get in situations that we don't like, that's uncomfortable, that's trying to your faith. You don't have no control. It's hard to bear. It's sometimes unbearable. It's full of labor. It's full of long hours and time. It's full of heavy duty back-breaking work. And then that's when men start to try to decide, I need to do something else. Or that other saying, man, how long we gonna keep doing this? Well, you don't have the sentence of death then. Then you don't have the mind frame that I'm going to keep doing what the Most High got me doing. It might take me out. Do you have that mind frame? Brother, you watch men break down over some of the smallest things. Hey, brother, I ain't had a day off.
My mouth is dry.
Hey, brother, this is day 6.
This is day 6.
The Most High gave us at least one Sabbath day to rest. He gave us a Sabbath to rest. Brother, I'm going straight. I've been going straight, brother. I'm on 8 days, brother. I don't know if I can keep going. I don't know. Ain't nobody paying attention to me.
Nobody's caring.
Nobody cares about me.
Yeah.
Nobody
It
cares.
always goes back there.
That's what it always
goes back to there.
Nobody cares about me. Okay.
It's like hit.
So the Most High don't care about you, right?
Oh man.
Okay. So what happened when Joseph was sold into slavery?
Well, I didn't care.
The Most High didn't care about him, right?
Forgot all about it.
Put in a pit with some vagabond Ishmaelites. Camel jockeys came by and got him. Sold him, made some money off of him, flipped him. They flipped Joseph.
Yes. Yeah.
They flipped him for some change. Put him in Egypt. Then he was in Egypt at the bottom. Then he went to prison in Egypt on some fake stories, on a frivolous charge, on a souped up charge. Daniel got thrown in the lion's den. The holy children got thrown in the furnace. And what? The Most High don't care no more? Christ got crucified. The Most High don't care no more? But you go 8 days straight on work, and now nobody care about you. You do a job that tries you and pushes you to the limit, but nobody care about you. The scriptures say we haven't even strived unto blood. We haven't resisted unto blood, striving for the truth. You ain't even shed no real blood. You might have got a paper cut. You might have got a nick on the job. That's about as deep as it go. I walked by some sheet metal and cut my ankle. You ain't nobody coming at you with swords. But they coming at Paul with swords. They came at Christ with swords. They came at Daniel with swords. Nobody coming at you that way. But you're not even being asked to depend on the Most High to that level. Nobody throwing you in an iron furnace. You breaking down because it's 100 degrees and you got to go up 3 flights of stairs.
Christ got smacked in the face, but he's yelling at me.
Yeah, brother yelling at me. Christ got spit on and smacked. And blindfolded and hit and a game played on him. Who hit you? Since you're a prophet. Where they come from? Since you're a prophet. Tell me who hit you. Pow! Who hit you? Playing pin and tail on a donkey with Christ.
No gown came out of his mouth.
Yeah, but you know what? But what we do? Complain, bro. I need some changes. I need to make some changes, bro. This can't be fair. This can't be right.